Hello students and welcome to our class on network forensics. If you're a student in the field of cybersecurity, information technology, computer science, and you would like to learn about network forensics, this is the right place. For these lessons, we will discuss the introduction to network forensics. The word forensics comes from the Latin forens, meaning belonging to the public. It is related to the word forum. If you have ever been involved in debate teams, you may be familiar with it as being related to debate and argumentation. Computer or digital forensics is the practice of investigating computers, digital media, digital communication for potential artifacts. In this context, the word artifact indicates any object of interest. We wouldn't use the word evidence unless it is actually presented as part of a court case. You may say that an artifact is potential evidence. It may end up being nothing, but because it is extracted from piles of data that may have been handed to the investigator, we need to refer to it in a way that makes clear that the object is something of interest and potentially warrants additional investigation. Because the word forensics is used in legal settings, you may often find that talk about forensic is involved with law enforcement. Traditionally, that has been the case. However, because many of the techniques and skills that are used by law enforcement are the same as those that may be practiced by an incident response specialist, someone who is investigating a suspicious event within a business setting. Unlike computer forensics, where the investigator and the person being investigated, in many cases the criminal, are on two different levels, where the investigator supposedly is on an higher level of knowledge of the system, the network investigator and the adversary are at the same level and skills. While computer forensics deals with the extraction, preservation, identification, documentation, and analysis, it still follows well the defined procedures springing from the law enforcement for acquiring, providing. In many cases, the investigator and the adversary use the same tools, one to cause the incident and the other to investigate the incident. In fact, many of the network security tools on the market today, including NetScan tools, Traceroute, PortProbe, used to gain information on network configuration, can be used by both the investigator and the criminal. While computer forensics deals with the extraction, preservation, identification, documentation, and analysis, it still follows well defined procedures springing from law enforcement for acquiring, providing chain of custody, authenticating, and interpretation. Network forensics, on the other hand, has nothing to investigate unless steps were in place, like packet filters, firewalls, intrusion detection system prior to the incident. To assure accurate and meaningful result at the end of a network forensic exercise, you as the forensic investigator must follow a rigid path through a methodological framework. This path is shown in the following diagram. The obtain, strategize, collect, analyze, and report, or the OSCAR framework, is a methodology commonly used in the field of digital forensics and incident response. It provides a structured approach to conducting investigation and handling digital evidence. Let's go through each step of the OSCAR framework. The first part of the OSCAR methodology is obtain. Obtain could refer to the necessary permission, tools, and the initial data for the investigation. It may also involve the process of understanding the details of the security incident. Let's say a company's IT department becomes aware of a network security breach or a potential attack. The first step would be to get the information from the relevant authority within the organization to begin the network forensic investigation. The team would need to ensure that they have the necessary tools for data capture and analysis, and they should gather any initial data or reports about the incident. After having the initial data and understanding of the incident, the next step would be to strategize or to plan the investigation. This could involve deciding what systems to focus on, which tools to use, and in what order to proceed. The team needs to form a strategy or a plan for the investigation. They should consider the nature of the suspected incident, what data they need to confirm it, and how to collect this data without disrupting normal network operation or alerting the potential attackers. The next step is collect. This could refer to the collection of digital evidences. In network forensics, this might involve capturing network traffic, collecting systems log, and obtaining any other relevant data that may help in the investigation. The team implements their plan and collects the necessary data. In network forensics, data collection could involve using packet capture tools, log collection tools, or any other types of forensic investigation tools. Next steps is analyze. In this stage, the collected data would be analyzed to identify signs of the incident or intrusion. This could involve a wide range of activities from basic filtering and sorting of log data to more advanced techniques like intrusion detection, malware analysis, or threat hunting. The team then analyzes the collected data. This could involve sorting and filtering data, searching for signs of suspected incident, and using various analytic techniques to understand the nature and extent of the incident. The final step is report or reporting. This would involve creating detailed report of the findings. This report would typically include summary of the incident, details of the investigation process, findings, and recommendation for the future prevention or improvement. The team compiles a record detailing their findings. The report should include an overview of the incident, a description of the investigative process, the team's finding, and any other recommendation for preventing similar incidents in the future. Let's take a look at OSCAR methodology in action. You are informed of potential data breach in your organization. The IT team noticed unusual network traffic originating from one of the servers. You decide to inspect the server logs, capture and analyze network traffic, and review the changes to the server. You make copies of the server log, take snapshot of the server's current state for further analysis, and capture network traffic for a defined period. Upon analysis, you discover that the unusual network traffic was due to a malware installed on the server. The malware was communicating with an external IP address. You document your findings, how you discovered the malware, how it communicates with the external IP address, and you recommend for a remediation and prevention of the future incidents. Your report is then shared with the relevant stakeholders.